Namaste.
To everyone present here today. I request everyone to turn their videos on and always to keep the microphones muted. If anyone has any questions, please send them to the host in the chat box. Bhuvana Mandale Navayuga Mudayuta Siddha Vivekanandamayam is a Sanskritam song composed by Vidwan Sridhar Bhaskar Varnekarji on account of 158th birth anniversary celebration of Swami Vivekananda. Let's get inspired from him and make our surrounding positive by spreading his message. Let everything be Vivekanandamayam. Now, let us begin today with an invocation song by Sri Pranaviji, Tejaswiji, Rimya Narayanji, and Rimya Venkateshi. Over to you all.
भुवनमण्डले नवयुगमुदयतु
भुवनमण्डले नवयुगमुदयतु
सदा विवेकानन्दमयम्
सदा विवेकानन्दमयम्
सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयम्
सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयम् भुवनमण्डले नवयुगमुदयतु सदा विवेकानन्दमयम् सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयम् तमोमयं जनजीवनमधुना निष्क्रियतालस्य ग्रस्तम् रजोमयमिदं किं वा बहुधा क्रोधलोभमोहाविहतम् भक्ति ज्ञानकर्म विज्ञानै भक्ति ज्ञानकर्म विज्ञानै भवतु सात्विकोद्योतमयम् सदा विवेकानन्दमयम् सुविवेकानन्दमयम् भुवनमण्डले नवयुगमुदयतु सदा विवेकानन्दमयम् सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयम् वह्नि विवर्धकं पाञ्चभौतिकं विज्ञानम् सलिलनिधितलं गगनमण्डलं करतलफलमिव कुर्वाणम् दीक्षुविकीर्णं मनुजकुलमिदं दीक्षुविकीर्णं मनुजकुलमिदं घटयतु चैककुटुम्बमयम् सदा विवेकानन्दमयम् सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयम् भुवनमण्डले नवयुगमुदयतु सदा विवेकानन्दमयम् सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयम् सगुणाकारं ह्यगुणाकारम् एकाकारमनेकाकारम् भजन्ति ये ते भजन्तु देवम् स्वस्थनिष्ठया विमत्सरम् विश्वधर्ममिममुदारभावम् विश्वधर्ममिममुदारभावम् प्रवर्धयतु सौहार्दमयम् सदा विवेकानन्दमयम् सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयम् भुवनमण्डले नवयुगमुदयतु सदा विवेकानन्दमयम् सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयम् जीवे जीवे शिवस्वरूपं सदा भावयतु सेवायाम् श्रीमधूर्जितं महामानवम् समर्चयतु निज पूजायां चरतु मानवोऽयं सुहितकरं चरतु मानवोऽयं सुहितकरं धर्मं सेवात्यागमयं सदा विवेकानन्दमयं सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयम् भुवनमण्डले नवयुगमुदयतु सदा विवेकानन्दमयं सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयं सुविवेकमयं स्वानन्दमयम्.
Thank you, Samskrita Bharati team. Namaste. On behalf of Indian Consulate Dubai and FOI CSR activities, I welcome you all to this online event to commemorate the 158th anniversary of Swami Vivekananda Jayanti celebrations. Welcome you all. Sri Swami Vivekananda has always been a youth icon for many decades across the world. Only a few people can create such a lasting changes in the minds of millions across different countries, languages, and eras, and Swamiji was one such person. With his vision for Bharat and the pride he took in his roots, he always inspired the youths to take pride in the self and the nation, especially when Bharat was under the colonial rule. I would like to invite Sri N. Mohan, CSR Coordinator at FOI, to give the welcome address for today. Over to you, Mohanji.
Namaskar, everyone. A good evening to one and all online. On behalf of Consulate General of India and Team FOI, I have pleasure welcoming our chief guest, His Excellency Dr. Aman Puriji, and our guest speaker, Sister B.K. Shivani ji, and all the participants who are connected online with us today for the celebrations of 158th Swami Vivekananda Jayanti. I would like to share a couple of activities of FOI quickly at a glance, if not all. We started our activities in 2006 with the blood donation camp on a monthly basis and mega events to commemorate the Indian Republic Day and UAE National Day and Indian Independence Day in association with Indian Consulate. We do conduct Sanskrit classes, and also we have a Sanskrit library inside the consulate where now this initiative has become the initiative of Indian Consulate. We also support the differently abled individuals through Prerana, an initiative of Consulate General. We spread the contribution of Indian science through Science India Forum. Seva activities have been our way of life, and we do a lot of activities in the labor camps. The main focus is on developing the younger generations, motivating them to get involved in the community activities. I would like to share that Swami Vivekananda Jayanti activities, what we started in 2013 to commemorate the 150th Vivekananda Jayanti, we were able to successfully do more than 20 events during that year. Few major events to make mark is we had Dr. Philip Goldberg from Chicago to mark the event of the Chicago speech. Similarly, there was a big focus on developing the youths. We had Sri Saumitra Gokhaleji, who took the lead in training 150 youngsters during the year 2013, who is the person responsible from Viveka Foundation from US. It was a great event. The great event was captioned with Think, Lead and Grow. The 150 participants who were involved in the breakout sessions are very active in different areas today. It didn't stop, it continued. Again in 2018, we had Ram Vaidyaji, where we had a workshop in the Indian Consulate and improve the contribution of the individuals more and more to the activities. From then onwards, all the youths are involved in the blood donation camps, Deepavali Utsavs, Yuva forums, strong networking in universities, not only limiting to that, even taking the lead in conducting the program, which you can see today's entire program is being conducted by the Yuva team. In August 2020, we conducted the first e-workshop where we had participants more than from 10 different countries to commemorate the 127th anniversary of Swamiji's Chicago speech, which was a great success, which was addressed as chief guest by His Excellency Sri Amanji, and the speaker was Sri Ram Vaidyaji, who is director of India Foundation. I'm happy to say the keynote address on the topic of youths and nation building. Wish to share that this video recording, which was done on this event, has been released today also to mark the National Youth Day. I don't want to take much time. I once again invite His Excellency Amanji and Sister G to participate, and all the active participants who have joined us from different parts of the world. Thank you very much and welcome you all.
Thank you, Mohanji. Moving forward, I invite one of our Yuva volunteer, Indranil, to do the brief introduction of our chief guest, His Excellency Dr. Aman Puri. Over to you, Indranil ji.
Namaste. Good evening to everyone present here once again. I consider it my absolute privilege to introduce Dr. Aman Puri, the Consul General of India, Dubai. Dr. Aman Puri assumed charge as the Consul General of India, Dubai on 15 July 2020. He is a member of the Indian Foreign Service, having joined in 2003. His overseas assignments include serving as the Consul General of India, Birmingham, from 2017 to 2020, and at the Indian Mission to the European Union, Belgium, and Luxembourg, based at Brussels, from 2005 to 2008. At the headquarters, he has held the office of the Deputy Chief of the Protocol Ceremonial from 2010 to 2013, and his responsibilities included organizing the foreign visits of the Prime Minister of India and the incoming visits at the level of the heads of states, heads of governments, vice presidents, and foreign ministers.
Shortly invite and respected His Excellency Dr. Aman Puri ji forward.
Thank you so much, Mr. Murli. Namaskar. Very good evening to all of you. Sister B.K. Shivani, Mohanji, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen joining us from different parts of the world. I'm really pleased to be joining all of you on the 158th birth anniversary of the great Indian philosopher and spiritual leader, Swami Vivekananda ji. His thoughts and teachings played an immensely important role in the development of our country. I would really like to congratulate the Friends of India team for having organized an event every year on Swami Vivekananda Jayanti since 2013, and the Consulate is extremely pleased to be associated with FOI for this noble cause. The entire life of Swami Vivekananda was undoubtedly an immense source of inspiration, and countless generations continue to be inspired by his teachings. He fostered new enthusiasm for progress among the youth, as he believed that the service to mankind is akin to service to God. Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, while addressing the audience at the valedictory function of the second National Youth Parliament Festival, remarked that individuals come in contact with Swami Vivekananda's influence and create institutions. And these institutions, in turn, create new institution builders. This starts a virtuous cycle of individual development to institution building and vice versa. This is a huge strength of India, as the Prime Minister explained with the example of entrepreneurship. He also asked the youth to take advantage of the flexibility and innovative learning format provided by the recent national education policy. The Prime Minister stressed that it was Swami Vivekananda ji who recognized that confident, clear-hearted, fearless, and courageous youth are the foundation of the nation. Being inspired by the teachings of Swami Vivekananda ji, the Government of India has implemented various schemes, including the mission to make India fit through the Fit India movement, the spread of yoga and providing modern amenities for sports. For personality development, Swamiji's advice was believe in yourself. And for leadership and teamwork, his advice was believe in all. Today, as the world is addressing this unprecedented crisis, it is very important that we remember the teachings of Swami Vivekananda. We help our brothers and sisters in whatever way we can, and we make sure that together we emerge stronger. With these words, I would like to wish everyone my heartiest greetings on Swami Vivekananda Jayanti, and I look forward to hearing from Sister Shivani. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you, Ji, for reminding us of the legacy of Swamiji and for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here today. Moving on, it is my privilege and honor to welcome our most respected sister, B.K. Shivani Ji. I invite our Yuva volunteer, Nekha Naba Kumar, to introduce Sister B.K. Shivani Ji. Over to you, Nekha Ji.
Namaste. I am very much honored to introduce today's guest speaker, Sister B.K. Shivani Ji. Shivani Ji is a world-renowned spiritual speaker, practitioner, and teacher of Raja Yoga meditation, which is taught worldwide. She is a recipient of the Women Decade Achievers Award in 2014 by Assocham Ladies League for her excellence in empowering spiritual consciousness. World Psychiatry Association appointed her as a Goodwill Ambassador in 2017. She was awarded the prestigious Nari Shakti Puraskar, the highest civilian honor for women in India, for her role in transforming human behaviors. The award was conferred by His Excellency Mr. Ramnath Kovind, the Honorable President of India, in 2019. Her pragmatic approach to spirituality has brought more than 91 million views on her YouTube channel and over 3 million followers on her Facebook page. Her widely popular television show, Awakening with Brahma Kumaris, which started to telecast from 2007, has the rare distinction of having completed 1,000 episodes. It is aired in India, the USA, UK, Asia Pacific, Africa, and Australia. Aimed at self-transformation, this show is classified into various series titles, namely Happiness Unlimited, Healer Within, Self-Management, Emotional Intelligence, Being Love, Being Divine, Living Values, Relationships, Depressions, and Addictions. Her book Happiness Unlimited is the #1 bestseller on Amazon India in the religious and spiritual section. She has traveled all over India as well as the UK, USA, Asia Pacific, Africa, and the Middle East, touching and transforming the lives of millions through diverse platforms such as public programs, interactive workshops, retreats, seminars, corporate training, blogs, radio, and television shows. Sister B.K. Shivani Ji has been a sought-after speaker by elite corporations, the Indian Medical Association, Indian Armed Forces, Rotary Club, Lions Club, schools, universities, and various other organizations. Prominent hospitals such as Apollo Hospital and the Max Healthcare Group regularly invite her to address patients, especially those suffering from cancer. She has been a speaker on the theme of yoga for emotional and mental well-being at the annual conference of International Day of Yoga organized by the Government of India. A gold medalist in the academics, Shivani ji is a graduate and has teaching experience as well in the electronics engineering field. May I request Shivani ji to address the gathering. I welcome Sister Shivani. Welcome ji.
Om Shanti and good evening and greetings of peace and power on the day when we come together to not just remember a very powerful soul who not only lived his life as an example but has left behind him wisdom, knowledge, experiences, and powerful vibrations which even till date create a shift not just in the youth but an individual of any age group and inspire us to lead a life of principles, values, meditation, spiritual principles, and above all, love for the divine and love for the country. It's a very, very powerful soul who has the power not just to transform the self, but to transform millions even after he's moved forward on his journey. And the name itself gives us the essence of life. Swami Vivekanand. Swami means purity. Vivek means consciousness. And Anand means bliss. If we only had to look at his name, and we will understand the way to live life. We all know his teachings. We all know all that he stood for in his lifetime. I'm sure we've revised it every year when we met on special days like this. But it's time to absorb that teaching, which is not just a necessity, but it's a priority right now. It's a priority because when we look at what the country and the world at large is going through, the need of the hour is to start taking care of our mind. And that is what Swami Vivekanand ji always prioritized. Fitness, not just in the body, but fitness also in the mind. Education, not just of the outer world, but education of this inner world. He always emphasized that it's not just education of the subjects that we do, but it's the character building, which means the nature, the personality, the way we think, the way we speak, the way we behave, the way we live, the way we work. That needs to be at the highest vibration. Swami is not just a title. Swami is a vibration, a high vibrational frequency here, which is created based on our intentions, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So today when we come together, let's ask ourselves, what change are we ready to create so that we are able to shift in our vibrations? Last year, the world at large has lived saying fear and anxiety is normal. There's been a lot of stress and worry in most minds. And when there is a stress and worry in most minds, and not just in a country, in a city, or in a part of the world, but the entire world together. So if you just visualize what would have happened to the vibrations of the planet in 1 year, the overall vibrations of the planet have come a little down because billions of people were creating stress, fear, and anxiety. And when the vibrations of the consciousness of the planet comes down, it affects a lot of minds. And so last year has not just seen the COVID epidemic, but it has also seen a rise in mental health issues. There's been a huge rise in depression and anxiety attacks, panic attacks, worries. So really it's the need of the hour. Like you all come together and you organize blood donation camps, such a pure intention that where someone is in need, you are there to save them and to serve them. Similarly, the need right now, the need is people need hope, they need power, they need strength, they need peace. But how do we give this to somebody? How can I give peace and happiness to somebody? How can I give strength and support and power to somebody in the mind? Physically, it's easy to take care of people because we know what they need and we're able to give it to them. But how do we give people emotional support? How do we help them to remain strong in these times? And they may not be an outsider. Maybe somebody in your house needs that emotional strength right now. So there, it's our moral responsibility. And that responsibility is to first start taking care of our mind. This is now going to be a priority. Because if we start taking care of our emotional health, which is a necessity, only then we will never ever shift to a mental health issue. Depression is rising huge numbers, not just in India, but all over the world. And it's not happening at a very later age. It's even happening to children. It's even happening to the youth. So when we are revising and praising the power of a very pure soul, we need to ask ourselves, then what am I doing to come closer to what he lived for? And so today, let's pause and let's take up simple steps which are going to build up our emotional strength. Whether you call it emotional strength, you call it emotional intelligence, you call it your emotional quotient, but we need to build it up so that we finish the epidemic of mental health issues, because it's an invisible epidemic. Many don't even know that they are going through it. And so we need to start taking charge, prioritizing, taking care of our mind. Promise yourself one thing today. Gift yourself. It's a little gift that you need to give yourself. It's the Jayanti of Swami Vivekananda, but let's gift ourselves. Prioritize and keep on a daily basis at least 30 minutes on a daily basis. Put it aside and we'll see what to do in those 30 minutes. But promise yourself at least 30 minutes every day to start taking care of your mind. Like you give aside at least 30 minutes every day for your physical fitness. So whether you do yoga or you go for a gym or you go to aerobics or you go for a walk, you're taking care of your physical fitness. We eat 3 times in a day. It requires 30 minutes, at least 10 times, 10 minutes 3 times a day. We exercise for 30 minutes. We sleep for 6 hours, 7 hours. All this time is for nurturing the body. Similarly, let's keep at least 30 minutes to nurture the mind. Simple steps what we can do. First thing in the morning when we wake up, what we are going to do is shift from becoming emotionally dependent to becoming emotionally independent. What is emotional dependence and what is emotional independence? Whenever you create stress or tension or fear or jealousy or comparison or competition, see whom you are blaming for it. I'm angry because of, and you will have some name outside. I'm worried because of, and you'll have some situation outside. So we are growing up believing that whatever is happening here is because of something outside. So I'm happy because of something, I'm upset because of someone, I'm angry because of someone, I'm worried because of something. Everything is outside. This is emotional dependence. When I believe that my emotions are dependent on something outside. India wants to be Atmanirbhar. What is the meaning of Atmanirbhar? Atmanirbhar means self-reliant, emotionally independent. Just pause and ask yourself, who is the creator of your thoughts and feelings? Put the answer there. Who is the creator of my thoughts and feelings? Is it people? Is it people who create my thoughts and feelings for me? Then how can I say they hurt me, they insulted me, they upset me? It's not true. It's not true. I'm making a mistake by thinking that people are controlling my feelings. When I think that people and situations are controlling my feelings, my vibrations start going down because I don't take responsibility of who I am and I just react to the world. So if people are nice to me, I'm happy. If people are not nice to me, I allow myself to be in pain. And when I'm in pain and when I'm not happy inside, then I go towards substances, I go towards technology, I go towards content online, I go towards all sorts of things just to feel better here. And that becomes another depletion. So, first, I deplete my emotional health just by reacting to situations. Then, to make myself feel better, I go towards other substances or content, and that's another depleter. And when I deplete myself there, then I react even more to the world and it just goes into a vicious cycle. Just goes into a vicious cycle. So it's very, very important that I take care of how I'm going to respond to situations. So the one experiment that you can start doing from today, create a very powerful thought for yourself every morning. I am emotionally independent. Everyone likes to be physically independent. Everyone likes to be financially independent, socially independent. How often you'd find yourself saying, I don't want anyone to ask me where I'm going, what I'm doing. I'm independent. I can do what I want. So, physically independent, financially independent, socially independent, emotionally independent. Emotional independence means whatever may be the situation, whatever may be the person's behavior, I choose how I think, which means somebody might not be right to you, but you can be very calm and very stable because you are the creator of your thoughts and feelings. There can be a crisis outside, but you can be very stable and very powerful here because you are the creator of your feelings. So I am emotionally independent. You have to keep that as your equation before you and then experiment with that every single day. Every single day. That whatever happens, I have a choice how to respond. If I don't remember this, that I am emotionally independent, then I believe that I'm dependent and then I just react to the world. And then I wait for the world to be perfect. Everybody's been waiting for 2021, thinking things will change outside in 2021 and then we will be happy. But 2020, we were allowed to be not happy because things were not right. We cannot be a victim to situations. So the gift today to ourselves is to start experimenting a journey to being emotionally independent. Independent, choosing how to respond, choosing to forgive, choosing to forget what has happened in the past, choosing to let go of what we were holding on to, choosing not to compare ourselves with other people, but to respect ourselves for who we are and also to respect other people, choosing to be happy when other people do well, not create any jealousy inside. We choose all this thing and choosing to be calm and stable when there is any difficult situation outside. This is emotional independence and spiritual study and meditation. And that's why Swami Vivekananda was such a powerful soul because he had daily tapasya, daily meditation, daily adhyayan, daily spiritual study. So, what is spiritual study and meditation? It's like nourishment for the mind. What is emotional health is how we respond to situations, how to make ourselves emotional healthy, to take a good emotional diet. Like we take good physical diet, we need to take good emotional diet. What is emotional diet? Emotional diet is what we watch, what we read, what we listen. Please write this very carefully before you. What I watch, what I read, What I listen is who I become. So my every thought is based on what I watch, what I read, what I listen. Now just check throughout the day what all we watch, read, listen. We are flooded with content. We are flooded with content from all platforms. So if you begin your morning, first thing looking at your phone, now just visualize the mind after a good sleep, very calm, very silent, subconscious mind activated. Whatever I put that time, it's going to go deep inside, and I go and check my phone. Is that the time to check the phone? Is that the time to see what's happening in the world? Is that the time to know what other people are saying, what other people are posting on social media handles? Is that the time to put content of the world onto my mind? If I consume the world onto my mind in the morning, then during the day I will just be reacting to the world the same way. The morning time is meant to energize the soul. It's not meant to consume the world onto the mind. The mind is like a blotting paper. It will just absorb everything in that first hour of the morning. So if you want to become emotionally strong, just experiment one simple habit. Do it for only 1 month first to see the benefit. Don't look at your phone for an hour in the morning. An hour in the morning, don't check your phones. No emails, no messages, no social media, nothing, and no world news. Just visualize that you've slept 1 hour longer, so don't check your phone. Now, substitute that with first thought of the morning is very, very important. If I want to shift towards a higher vibrational emotional state, then the first thought of the morning, let it be connected to the divine power. Begin your first thought saying thank you, gratitude to the higher power. First thought. For a few days, you'll have to teach your mind to do it. After that, it will come natural to you. Gratitude to the higher power. First thought. Second thought. Gratitude to the mind and body for being healthy. Third thought. Gratitude to people. Fourth. Gratitude to nature. Fifth. Gratitude to my work. So early morning, if I create 4-5 thoughts of gratitude, I've tuned my mind to a higher vibration. This mind will not complain during the day. This mind will have the strength to accept situations and to face situations and to cross them with dignity because the mind is tuned to a higher vibration in the morning. Second, let's create a few positive affirmations. Why affirmations? Affirmations are thoughts, right thoughts. When created repeatedly, they manifest and they become our reality. Thoughts become a reality. In Hindi, it's a very powerful line. Sankalp se siddhi. Sankalp means thought, siddhi means manifest. It becomes a reality. So whatever we think and we firmly believe will become a reality. So let's say we take up 5-6 thoughts for every morning. Simple thought. First thought, I am a powerful being. I am a powerful being. Powerful means I don't get disturbed by situations and people's behavior. Second, I am always happy because I am a happy being. Not stressed, not worried, not upset. Happy being. Here, higher vibration. Third, I am a fearless being. There's been a lot of fear around in the last 1 year. So I'm a fearless being. Fourth, I'm a giver. I'm a giver. The soul whom we are remembering today, he was a giver always. Giver. Not I want, but I give. I give because I connect to the higher power, absorb, and I give to the world. I am a giver. Kindness, care, and compassion is my personality. It's my personality. This is an affirmation. Cooperation is my nature. Not life is a competition. Two completely different affirmations. If we believe life is a competition, then we're always in a race with everybody. Life is about cooperation. Even if you're in school, even if you're in college, even if you're working, you're actually in an energy of cooperation with people, where not only you will move ahead, many other people will move ahead with you. But if I believe I'm in a competition, then I'm always stressed on my journey of life. Then create an affirmation for your body that my body is perfectly healthy and will always be. Create an affirmation for the world and create an affirmation for your work. Success is certain for me. Success is certain. Never doubt your success. Success is certain for me. Now let's just take 5, 6 affirmations like this and start reflecting and introspecting on them in the morning. Connecting to the Supreme Power. Have a personal conversation with the Supreme Power every morning. Share with the divine power what's going on in your mind. If there's any confusion, if there's any doubt, if there's any question you need an answer, sit for a few minutes in silence. Share your thoughts with the power above. Invoke the divine guidance. Don't say, do this for me, God, do this for me. No, God is not going to do anything of this for us. But teach me, guide me, instruct me, and I will do it. I am your instrument. That's meditation. That's Raj Yoga. Raj Yoga. Swami Vivekananda ji taught Raj Yoga. So that is Raj Yoga. Raj Yoga means a yoga by which I become a Raja, a master over the self. So we learn that Raj Yoga meditation and we start practicing it at least for 10 minutes every morning. Then at least 20 minutes healthy emotional diet. Healthy emotional diet means consume content of what you want to become. You want to become powerful, happy, compassionate, kind, caring. We have to consume content of that. What does media and social media give me? Content of lust, ego, anger, greed, jealousy, comparison, competition, violence, hatred. That's what the content majority available there. What do I want to consume? I will become that. So at least 20 minutes in the morning of a healthy emotional diet, which means spiritual study, a positive book, a video, a lesson, whatever you like. But at least have 20 minutes to feed something very, very pure, divine, and powerful to your mind. If we don't do that, we will not be able to nurture the mind on a daily basis. So this is about 45 minutes to an hour in the morning for ourselves. Gratitude, affirmations, meditation practice, and at least 20 to 30 minutes of spiritual study in the morning. This 1 hour, if I take care of my morning, then this inner power is energized. And once this is there, you're at a very high vibrational energy. Then the ability to stand for the right, to be honest, to be fearless, this will come natural to you. You know, when we appreciate that powerful soul and we look for what he did in his life, say, can I become that? Yes, each one of us can become that. Each one of us can become that. We just need to have the pure intention to be that, and it will become very, very easy. Second, what we eat, what we drink needs to be a high vibrational diet, not just a high nutritional diet, because what we eat affects the mind and the body. So experiment. Experiment with a very, very strict vegetarian diet. A diet which is calm and peaceful for the mind, light and healthy for the body. Because what we consume is vibrations, and it's very important to consume pure vibrations to have an energized mind. We can never eat or drink anything which is not beneficial for my mind and body. We would not even think of it in a single thought because it depletes our vibrational energy. It depletes our vibrational energy. So if I want to be wise and blissful, so that is Vivekananda, wise and blissful, then I have to raise my vibrational frequency. And the best part is, when you do it, you're not the only one who benefits. Because vibrations is something which radiates, it doesn't stay here. Vibrations radiates. It radiates to your body, it radiates to people, it radiates into the environment. So when we create a shift in ourselves, it doesn't just benefit us, it benefits everyone around us. And then from you, another one will get inspired, they will create a shift, and very soon we'll be able to create a shift in the world. A shift in the world. Because when we change, our world starts changing. So emotional health is the seed of your life. It's the seed of your life. Practice small habits like not using phone and TV while eating. While eating. Often we have this habit, okay, with the plate in my hand, we either switch on the television or put on the phone next to us. Now that's distracted eating. Whatever we are watching while we are eating is going to become the vibration of our food, and that will affect our mind and body both. So simple practice, 10 minutes of a meal, no phone, no TV. Begin your meal with a 10-second pause. 10-second pause. Connect to the higher power, say your gratitude, and then say your affirmations. I'm a powerful being, I'm a happy being, I'm a fearless being, I'm kind, caring, compassionate. Success is certain for me. How much time does it take? 5 seconds. Just say it before your every meal. You will be energizing your food with those vibrations and affirmations of who you want to become. And if you do this on all the 3 meals, you're eating very high vibrational food. Then taking care just before going to sleep. Often we're again using our phones and TVs just before we go to sleep. And that's why many of us are not sleeping right. We're sleeping enough. Another thing is that we sleep at all different times nowadays. We grew up listening to early to bed, early to rise makes a person healthy, wealthy, wise. But today, we think we can sleep at 10, 12, 1, 2, no time when we are sleeping. So we need to take care. There's a right time of everything which energizes the mind and the body. So create a very healthy sleep hygiene. The best time to sleep is 10 to 4. So if you sleep by 10, you will automatically wake up by 4 or 5. Automatically, no alarm, no snooze button, nothing. You will just wake up in a very natural way with a very, very energized and a mind which has gone through deep sleep. Deep sleep. And then when you study, you'll just absorb everything. But I find many of us today doing the opposite. We say, oh, we will study in the night and then we will go to sleep in the morning. So we are going against the cycle of nature. We're going against the cycle of nature. If I sit to study in the night, this mind is already saturated by everything that's happened during the day. So it's like putting something on a completely full blotting paper. But if I go to sleep and then I wake up at 4 and then study, this blotting paper is absolutely clean and it can absorb what you study. We'll have to spend less time, less effort, and more result. And just before sleeping, at least 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before sleeping, move away from your phones and TVs. Sit back with yourself. Repeat your affirmations. Share with the divine everything that happened during the day. Silence your mind and then say your powerful thoughts just before you go to sleep. So when you say your powerful thoughts just before you go to sleep, then those thoughts work on your mind for the next 6 hours. And then you wake up with a very powerful thought. And then you will remain emotionally strong and emotionally independent during the day. And you will have a high energy diet. And you will pause before you have your meal. And this goes into a lifestyle. So this is what is called a spiritual meditative lifestyle. So meditation is not 20 minutes or 30 minutes. It's a lifestyle which is a high vibrational lifestyle. A very, very simple lifestyle which each one of us can lead. Each one of us. And when we start leading a high vibrational lifestyle, then we can start becoming like the one whom we are idolizing. We can become, not just idolize, become. He was one of us. He was one of us. If he could achieve that, each one of us can. Each one of us can, provided we start absorbing the same ways of living and then we become what he became for the world. What he became for the world. But today we don't need one. We need many, 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 many like him. And so each one of us needs to take that step today to shift our lifestyle to a very, very pure, divine, meditative lifestyle. And a meditative lifestyle is a very interesting lifestyle. So don't think a meditative lifestyle, how boring. How can I lead a meditative lifestyle at this age group? You have to experiment with it to see how it feels. So take at least one simple step today in what change you are going to bring in your lifestyle to shift your vibration to a high energy vibration. Come, let's take a minute of silence and let's introspect and create some powerful thoughts today and radiate those thoughts in the world and shift the vibration of the planet. See yourself a very, very powerful energy in the center of the forehead. That's the energy center. I am a powerful being. Calm and stable. Visualize yourself powerful, stable always in every situation. I am emotionally independent. I am emotionally independent. Stable in every situation. Respectful with every person. People will be their way. I respond with respect and dignity always. Always. I am a powerful being. I vibrate at the highest frequency, highest vibrational frequency, and I radiate vibrations of peace and power to the world. From today, I start shifting myself from an ordinary life to a life of purity and power, to a life which will create a shift in many, many lives and create a shift in the world. I am an instrument of change. And I'm ready for it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister, for enlightening us and the very insightful words.
Thank you.
Now, I invite Srimati Paromati Bhatia and team to a scintillating thematic dance form from the two famous Bengali songs by Tagore. Over to you all. Sorry for the delay. Thank you for your patience. We'll be connecting very soon.
तरंगिनी आप सभी का अभिनंदन करती है स्वामी विवेकानंद जी के 198वें आविर्भाव दिवस के शुभ उपलक्ष्य पर। अपने ओजस्वी वचनों से शक्ति का संचार किया, लक्ष्य प्राप्ति तक ना रुकने का युवाओं को संदेश दिया। भारतीय संस्कृति के प्रहरी, वेदांत के प्रवर्तक, जिनके ज्ञान और दर्शन के सम्मुख विश्व हुआ नतमस्तक। साहित्य, दर्शन और इतिहास के थे वो प्रकांड विद्वान, बहुआयामी व्यक्तित्व के स्वामी को पहुंचे हमारा सम्मान। भारतवर्ष धर्म और दर्शन, त्याग और तपस्या की भूमि है। यह अनेक दिव्यात्माओं और संतों की जन्म स्थली रहा है। 12 जनवरी 1863 को कोलकाता में जन्मे नरेंद्रनाथ दत्त आगे चलकर स्वामी विवेकानंद के नाम से प्रसिद्ध हुए। बचपन से ही वह विलक्षण प्रतिभा के धनी थे एवं अपने विद्यालय के चंद अच्छे विद्यार्थियों में गिने जाते थे। शिक्षा के साथ ही उन्होंने संगीत, कला और साहित्य में भी महारत हासिल की थी। वे श्रद्धेय श्री रामकृष्ण परमहंस के सुयोग्य शिष्य थे। उन्होंने अपने गुरु से सीखा कि सारे जीवों में स्वयं परमात्मा का ही अस्तित्व है। उन्होंने रामकृष्ण मिशन की स्थापना की, जो आज भी विश्व स्तर पर कार्यरत है। स्वामी विवेकानंद जी वेदांत के विख्यात और प्रभावशाली आध्यात्मिक गुरु थे। बहुत कम उम्र में ही उन्होंने अपने ज्ञान का लोहा पूरी दुनिया में मनवा लिया था। अमेरिकी के शिकागो में सन 1893 में आयोजित विश्व धर्म सभा में भारत की ओर से सनातन धर्म का प्रतिनिधित्व करते हुए स्वामी विवेकानंद ने जो यादगार भाषण दिया था, उसने पूरे विश्व में भारत की अतुल्य विरासत और ज्ञान का डंका बजा दिया था। उन्होंने अपने भाषण की शुरुआत मेरे अमेरिकी बहनों और भाइयों से की, जिसने सबका दिल जीत लिया।
Swami Vivekananda was one of the most celebrated spiritual leaders of India. He was more than just a spiritual mind. He was a prolific thinker, great orator, and passionate patriot. His message of universal brotherhood and self-awakening remains relevant even in recent times. The young monk and his teachings have been an inspiration to many, and his words have become goals of self-improvement, especially for the youth of the country. For this very reason, his birthday, January 12th, is celebrated as the National Youth Day in India. He was an avid reader and read the Hindu scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads on one hand, while on the other hand, he studied Western philosophy, history, and spirituality. Earlier, to satisfy his intellectual quest for God, Narendranath visited prominent spiritual leaders from all religions, asking them a single question: have you seen God? Each time he came away without a satisfying answer. He put forward the same question to Sri Ramakrishna at his residence in Dakshineshwar Kali temple compounds. Without a moment's hesitation, Sri Ramakrishna replied, "Yes, I have. I see God as clearly as I see you, only in much deeper sense."
स्वामी विवेकानंद केवल संत ही नहीं, एक महान देशभक्त, वक्ता, विचारक, लेखक और मानव प्रेमी भी थे। भारतीय स्वतंत्रता संग्राम के वे एक प्रमुख प्रेरणा स्रोत थे। उन्होंने कहा था, उठो, जागो, स्वयं को जगाकर औरों को जगाओ, अपने नर जन्म को सफल करो और तब तक नहीं रुको जब तक लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति ना हो जाए। अपने संक्षिप्त जीवन काल में जो कार्य वे कर गए, वह आने वाली अनेक पीढ़ियों का शताब्दियों तक मार्गदर्शन करता रहेगा। विवेकानंद जी ने कहा था, जिस तरह अलग अलग जगहों से निकली नदियां अलग अलग रास्तों से होकर आखिरकार समुद्र में मिल जाती हैं, ठीक उसी प्रकार मनुष्य भी अपनी इच्छा से अलग अलग रास्ते चुनता है, लेकिन अंत में ये सब ईश्वर तक ही जाते हैं।
স্থান মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ প্রাণ হরি তৃষা হরি মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ আরো বেদনা প্রভু দাও মোরে আরো চেতনা তারো ছোটায় বাধা টুটায় মোরে করো ত্রাণ মোরে করো ত্রাণ আরো বেদনা প্রভু দাও মোরে আরো চেতনা দারো ছোটায় বাধা টুটায় মোরে করো ত্রাণ মোরে করো ত্রাণ আরো প্রেমে মোর আমি ডুবে যাবি আরো প্রেমে মোর আমি ডুবে যাবি সুধাধারে আপনারে তুমি আরো 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 করো দান মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ প্রাণ হরি তৃষা হরি মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ তবু ভুবনে তবু ভবনে মোরে আরো 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 দাও স্থান মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ প্রাণ হরি তৃষা হরি মোরে আরো 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 দাও প্রাণ প্রাণ হরি তৃষা হরি মোরে আরো 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 দাও আগুনের পরশমণি ছোঁয়াও প্রাণে এই জীবন পূর্ণ করো এই জীবন পূর্ণ করো এই জীবন পূর্ণ করো এই জীবন পূর্ণ করো দহন দানে আমার এই দেহ খানি তুলে ধরো তোমার ওই দেবালয়ে প্রদীপ করো আমার এই দেহ খানি তুলে ধরো তোমার ওই দেবালয়ে প্রদীপ নিশিদিন আলোক শিখা জ্বলুক গানে নিশিদিন আলোক শিখা জ্বলুক গানে আগুনের পরশমণি
Let the flames touch your life, and let life be complete with your fiery sacrifice. Let the flames touch your life, and let life be complete with your fiery sacrifice. Live lift up this mortal body and make it a lamp in your temple. Let my song then light up the lamp all day and night. Let new stars twinkle as you touch upon the body of darkness, and the dark be forever dispelled, with the light falling upon all you wish to see, and my pain rising upwards in flames.
That was indeed a lovely performance. Thank you, Srimati Parumati Bhatia and team. Now, I request CSR Coordinator at FOI, Sri S. Venkatesh, for concluding the event with word of thanks.
Namaskar to everyone. Respected CG, His Excellency Dr. Aman Puri, Sister B.K. Shivani, participants, and all those who are present today. It's my privilege and honor to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion of 158th birth anniversary celebrations of Swami Vivekananda, popularly known as the National Youth Day. On behalf of FOI team, I extend a hearty vote of thanks to both our speakers for gracing this event and making it so special. We are grateful to Sri Aman Puri for taking out time in his busy schedule and giving a speech. We are also very thankful to Sister B.K. Shivani ji for such a valuable speech which was mesmerizing and gave a fairly idea to all our youths and viewers about life. Thank you for giving such a motivational tip and useful tips for on a daily basis. We sincerely hope we will be blessed to get more such occasions to hear from you in the coming future. Thank you, Shivani ji. I want to congratulate our cultural team for the wonderful performance on the dance. I'd like to thank Samskrita Bharati team for the prayer song. I'd like to thank our entire Yuva team for overall coordination and showcasing their talent in organizing another wonderful program. I would like to thank each one of you who is present here and being part of this and encouraging everyone and including our youths. Have a great evening. Thank you and namaste. Thank you.